Hello everyone, welcome back to my fourth grade classroom. It's been a week. Did I just speed run through the entire week until Saturday, April 9th? Yes, I did. Last time, if you saw my vlog, I ended on a Saturday, and today I'm starting on a Saturday, a week later. And that, my friends, is because after I last left you, as you saw, I was losing my voice. It turns out on Monday, I went to urgent care. I didn't come to work. And I was diagnosed with laryngitis and bronchitis. And to make sure that I prevented pneumonia from happening, because I've had it in the past, they gave me some really strong antibiotics, which I'm still on. I have 6 more days to go. So that's why you saw me speed run through this week, because I wasn't here in the classroom. Now, I will show you the different lesson plans that I left for my sub, which I did have a sub for 3 of those days. And then on Thursday, I did come to work on the 7th to administer the writing test, but I only came to administer the writing test. I was feeling a little better, but then after the writing test, I knew it was too much for me to come back so soon. So my principal agreed. I split up my kids and I went home on half a day. And then I took off Friday because I spent the whole night coughing to the point that I couldn't sleep. And I woke up with a migraine. So it was really bad. So I knew Friday just wasn't going to happen either. So yesterday I did send sub plans along with alternative plans in case my class was split up, and they were split up because they didn't have enough subs. So now we're here on Saturday Academy. As you can hear, my voice is coming back slowly but surely, and that's thanks to the antibiotics and getting rest and letting my body heal itself. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy some breakfast before the students come in about 25 minutes. I did order from the app First Watch. I got some avocado toast, some potatoes, and bacon. And bring home the bacon I did. So right here is all the little containers. So here is one of the sides that I ordered. So that is the little seasoned potatoes. And then we have the bacon. So it's a side of bacon. And we have avocado toast, which I ordered mine with no eggs because I don't eat eggs, I'm allergic. And I asked them to put goat cheese crumbles on top. Delicious. So let me enjoy my meal along with some tea that I brought from home. And then we'll get our Saturday Academy math tutoring happening, which starts at 9 a.m. All right, I'll let you know how everything goes at the end of today's tutoring session, and along with what I did for my sub, if I have time. I hope I do. All right, see you later. Saturday Academy is done. We had a very engaging morning. The students got snacks in the morning. They got some Little Bite muffins, and they also got a Capri Sun pouch. And then on the way out, they got a water bottle and Takis. I forgot to film a clip of that, but they loved it. So today we were working with multiplying whole numbers by fractions and multiplying using partial products, but I went ahead and I reviewed the 4 different strategies that we use to multiply, and I put it on the board. So here it is right here. I just drew a 4-quadrant section, and I had the area model, partial products, distributive property, and regrouping so that they can see the similarities between all 4 strategies. After I taught the lesson, I had the students separate themselves into 3 kingdoms or 3 groups because we played Attack the Castle as they continued practicing the problems in their packets. So here are final results. Here is the Attack the Castle final results, and they had a lot of fun doing this actually. To me, it's always a great way for them to find an engaging way to review mathematical concepts, but you can use this not just in math, but with anything. Basically, we were looking at the problems that were in our packet, and when the castle was called or the kingdom was called, they got to answer, and if they got the answer correct, they got to attack another castle. If they get the answer incorrect, which no one did, I attacked their castle, and it was great. I also used this along with the website, the Wheel of Names, so that I can randomly select a kingdom to answer questions, and we keep going until everyone has an opportunity to answer, and everybody had the same amount of opportunities to answer questions. So then we ended up having a little rotation time where I saw a group at the Teacher-Led Center. Some groups were working independently on problems from the packet, and the other groups were working on IXL problems for the skills that we were working on today. All right, so let me go ahead and show you the packet that we used for our Saturday Academy. And we're not reinventing the wheel, as I mentioned last time. We are using curriculum that our district put together for the Winter Academy and the Spring Academy. We're just doing it all in the 3 hours that we're with the students on Saturdays. So this is the Spring Academy. So last week we worked on these lessons, and today we worked on these lessons for the morning. And then this is the Winter Break Academy. Last week we worked on comparing values, and today we worked on multiplying using partial products. These are the last 2 lessons that we're gonna have in Saturday Academy that come from the Winter Break Academy, and this is the last 2 that we're gonna have for the last 2 other Saturdays. Then this is the packet that we were working with. Let me go back to the beginning. So as you can see, we were modeling multiplying fractions by whole numbers, and we also continue practicing that. So that was the first lesson that we worked on in the morning. And the second lesson was multiplying using partial products, which I showed them the other strategies like I showed you. And then we worked on these in our Attack the Castle practice. This packet comes from not just the Go Math supplemental materials that we have, but also the iReady teacher toolbox that our district has access to. And they also have center activity cards that I can do with my students as well when they come to the teacher-led area. So we had a very successful day, and the students were actually having fun, and we just get to really have a good time together and do some math. So next week we're not going to have Saturday Academy because of Easter weekend, and then we're back the last 2 Saturdays in April for the last bulk of it. And it's going to be great. So let me give you a glimpse of my sub-plans that I left for last week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So quickly, let me show you. These are my sub plans that I leave for my sub. These are the ones from last week, Monday, just so you can see that I have the date, and then I have each subject section, just like I have language arts sectioned here. And I leave the different times for each subject. So they have the schedule within my sub plans and the activities that I am planning for my students for that day, and the other activities that they are doing throughout the day. So as you can see here, I also have the recess, the specials that they have for the afternoon, and dismissal procedures. Now, because my students could have been split, I also gave my teachers some alternative assignments that my students can work with. So for Monday, they had this passage from Wonders, which was the contest. They had some questions in the back, which went over the essential question, but I also had the students complete this graphic organizer that we have been using this week for that passage, as well as review idioms and similes and metaphors, because that was the skill that we're working on, and practicing vocabulary as well. So the students had some alternative assignments in case they were split up. For writing, they were creating a poster on important writing tips since they took the test this week. And in math, I gave them just a chapter 12 review test. For social studies, if they didn't have their textbooks, I actually was able to get a copy of the entire chapter. So they had a way to read the information and complete their reading notes based on that chapter. So similar to Monday, here is Tuesday. And on Tuesday, additionally, they were reading a story in Wonder. So this is the same graphic organizer, but they were going to do it for that Wonder story. And then I put the reading response question for that story together, so they also had it. Now they were split up. I also gave them an alternative passage that they could read. This again comes from Wonders. It has some questions, and they could also go ahead and complete a graphic organizer on that if needed. For writing, they were writing a caring story because we're dealing with stories that show how someone cares. So they had a sheet here where they can write a story that shows when someone cared for them or they cared for someone. In math, I had them do the beginning of the year test. Social studies, the same chapter, finishing up those reading notes, and also doing some review questions for that entire chapter that I got from our TCI curriculum. There were 20 questions in total for this one. And again, similar templates. So here are the lesson plans for Wednesday. And for this one, I created a new reading annotations handout. I'm really happy with how this one came out. So they just needed to look at the text and write the page number where they're making an annotation of something they like or love. And then they wrote more about that. And then a question they had, something they found surprising, a connection they make, something they can visualize, and something important in the story. So I also gave them the selection test for the anchor text, which has the vocabulary questions so they can review that, and 5 comprehension questions on that passage. If they were split up, I gave them this passage, which is Magnolia Leaves, which comes from our leveled readers. So they have a passage to read, and then they can go ahead and complete the graphic organizer that shows the different parts of the story, as well as some reading response questions that I put together for that story. In writing, they had a free write activity, which I created on this sheet, and they could draw a picture. In math, they were working on the middle of the year test, and in social studies, they were just reading the chapter again and making sure they finished the other assignments. And finally, we have my sub-plans for Friday, and in this particular day, the students were split up. So the additional assignments that I included for the teachers were used. So here's the annotation sheet, which they use for the paired selection. And these are the questions for the paired selection. And here is the paired selection. I included it as a PDF file so the students can read it. The teachers can just print it out and give it to them to read. And then for writing, they had a letter, Dear Miss Sanchez, where they wrote a letter to me about something they look forward to doing the last 10 weeks of school before they leave 4th grade. And then in math, they were working on chapter 10, just so that they can review those skills. And in science, they were working on renewable and non-renewable resources. So that has been my week, and I didn't show you sub-plans for Thursday because, like I said, I came and I just left early and I split up the kids. But just so you know how my week went and have an idea, but I am feeling better and I am looking forward to coming back to school next week on Monday. It will be a short school week since we don't have school on Friday. It is a teacher planning day and I am opting for the long weekend, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on my catch-up vlog of what we did this week. I know it was a whirlwind of a week, but I'm glad that I'm on the mend and getting better, and it's very important that we take time to rest and listen to our bodies when we're getting sick, especially when we are having a very stressful week. I don't know about you, but the way my body handles stress is my immune system goes down, and because I push through a lot of my stress, and I usually don't take breaks when I'm supposed to, and because I push through a lot of the stress, I don't take a lot of time to actually rest, so then my body forces us to rest, and that's what happened last week. So make sure you also take care of yourselves and find some time to rest as well. So thank you so much for coming along with me. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.
Hello dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.